Good morning and welcome to Beyond Headlines on Freedom Square TV, reaching you from our studios in Enugu. This morning we have a rare guest, the chairman of the PDP in Enugu State. He is Dr. Sir Martin Chukwuweike, KSP, Knight of St. Paul. Chairman, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Enugu State, since 1999, has remained a PDP state. It had produced governors, senators, members of the House of Representatives, members of the State House of Assembly, and very many political office holders. Until the last election, there was an intrusion in which the Labour Party made an incursion into Enugu state governance architecture. But happily, most of them who missed their mark or who missed their way had found their way back to the PDP in Enugu State. Since you became chairman, what have you done? What was this magic you did that you were able to reconcile a few people who had left the party and back into the fold of the PDP?
Well, thank you very much. What happened in 2023 was different from what has been happening in Enugu State in terms of party politics. And like you said, Enugu has been PDP from 1998 up to date. And we are still a strong PDP. When we came on board, we discovered that most of the people who left out of some level of being disgruntled, some level of what you might call feeling of lack of respect. And our governor, Dr. Peter Mba, when he came, said that his government will be government unusual. It's not a business as usual. And in politics, the usual thing is to continually struggle with your opposition, with your opponents, fighting your opponents. But in a situation whereby you know that in politics they say the more the merrier. So we also felt that we should try to reach out to those who left. The 2020 election was, I should say, the most difficult so far. And we had to find out why was it difficult. But it was this disgruntlement, and we went out hunting for those who were actually disgruntled and tried to find out what was the problem. People do opposition because of what they want to do for their people, for their state. And if the government in power is not doing it, you have more reason to be in opposition. But if the government in power has come in and is doing those things which you even wanted to do, then what are you still opposing? It will be just to embrace and work together. If what you have in mind is in the interest of Enugu State, there's no reason why you will not work with the government that is delivering for the people of Enugu State. So we went out to talk to them and showed them that the governor is all-inclusive in terms of his development. He has taken all the states at once. Not say when I finish here, I'll go there. Because by the time you finish, most governors, when they come, they will probably start with their zone. Before you finish your zone, your 10 years old, and you leave. But this one started with all the zones. So when we now spoke to those people who actually, should I say, were against us in the PDP, they now saw the reason. Because we were all in PDP. There's not a party in Enugu, or there was no other party in Enugu except PDP. All others were just for people who used to set up offices to collect the normal money coming from either from national office or from sponsors of their parties. So we went out to them, talked to them, and they now felt we have to come back to our fold. We have to come back to where we have always been. We have to come back to our original home. And it was not easy. It was not difficult for them to see our point of argument. And that's why we were now able to get them back. And they have all come back fully committed to work for our party, the PDP, which is also their party. When I actually said our, I mean we who are still there and them that came back. In PDP is still very healthy in Enugu State.
One big PDP family. Yes, you prompted my next question when you talk about the health of the PDP in Enugu State. We might say, maybe with all that is available facts to all, the PDP is healthy in Enugu State. But of course, the PDP national is facing a lot of challenges, serious challenges. And how has that affected Enugu? Because Enugu State is the only PDP state in the southeast, and there was this battle of the national secretary that has come and gone. Has that in any way diminished PDP, given the fact that the candidate that states government and parties supported didn't make it finally at the end?
Well, the PDP in Enugu State is still very, very strong. And if anything, I should say, it's even getting stronger. Because when you have challenges, is when you sometimes get stronger, because you begin to look at ways of overcoming those challenges. Saying that the issue of national secretary, whether it's been resolved or not, we are not really discussing that, but I know there's something still lingering, and they will still need to have our national convention, which comes in a few months' time, to know where it's going to go. If you have a few months to complete the remaining tenure of the working committee or NEC, then there was really no need of all those battles. But I know that the Southeast has spoken, because when it was proposed that there was a vacancy, we were told to get a candidate. We did, and some legal process went on. But despite that, PDP in Enugu State, which is the only PDP state where we have a governor in the Southeast, is doing very, very well. What we were even thinking is how to increase the number of states in the Southeast that have governors. But it's not really easy. It's not going to be easy, but there's no harm in trial. As for our party, the national politics that's happening, there are a few individuals who are really bent, or who are really bent on bringing down the party. But we still have major stakeholders, more serious-minded people in PDP, who want the party to survive. And the party is still very, very much alive. People say it's in intensive care unit or whatever. Sometimes when people go to intensive care unit, they mustn't die. Most of us to come back to die. But it just shows that the matter was serious. So I'm not saying that we have a problem, but that problem is surmountable, and it's going to be surmounted.
Okay, intensive care units. People have even gone further than that to say that actually that the current National Working Committee are only committee for the funeral of the PDP. They say they're supervising the funeral. In fact, it's the funeral committee of the PDP. Given the facts, rightly or wrongly, that many people, senators, founding fathers, former vice president, a lot of them are doing what they call in and out. Say they're doing a coalition or something. Well, it remains to be seen how far that will affect the PDP. But there's a big speculation. That big speculation is that the led PDP government is planning to port. The way people port from MTN to Glo. They say there are speculations, it's been there. And no person is in a better position as a chairman to say, well, of course, if they're porting and they are not porting, the party is not porting. You port with the governor. So are there any iota of truth in that speculation? For now?
Yeah, well, for now, speculation is always speculation. Like rumor is always rumor until it becomes real. People are free to... It's been a long time ago, they started saying that the government was changing party. Even before the president came to commission project on the 4th of January this year, they were saying it. Now when the president came, this is now obvious. Once he goes, he will move. This is July, going to August. We are still where we are. If our governor doesn't find any need to leave PDP, then everyone's talking about PDP. And when you peddle rumors, thinking that after a while, the rumor become reality. It doesn't work that way. If rumor is not founded on something, that is, maybe if somebody says something and you leak it, then that's when the rumor might eventually become true. But for now, we are in PDP, and the rumor and speculation is in the minds of those who are speculating those things or peddling the rumors. Our governor is still with us, and he's still in PDP. I'm going to be in PDP if there's any need, because we know that people are not happy because Peter Mba is just in PDP. People are happy because Peter Mba is working. People are happy with him because the government of this state has actually demonstrated real governance, real development. And when you look at what has happened, abandoned projects being revamped and taken to completion, you know that it's not just, people are not just happy because it's a PDP, it's because of the person that's doing it. And I believe that until proved or said otherwise, we're still in PDP. We in PDP, we believe in the slogan that says, follow your leader. The governor, His Excellency Dr. Peter Mba is our leader. He's still in PDP, we're in PDP. Anywhere he goes, it's not going to change his way of doing things because he will still be that person wherever he is. But for now, for goodness sake, tell the Enugu that we're still in PDP.
Yes, we are still in PDP, and that's the right place to go on a short break. When we come back, we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to discuss. Don't go anywhere. I still have the state chairman of PDP in Enugu State with me here in the studio. Welcome back to Beyond Headlines. Of course, we're still reaching you from our studios in Enugu, and this is Freedom Square TV. My guest remains Dr. Sam Martin Chukwuweike, the state chairman of PDP in Enugu State. And a while ago, we just talked about how held the PDP is in Enugu State. I will be assured that even though there are challenges bedeviling the party at the national level, at the PDP in Enugu State, if we borrow the word of our former president, Ide Kangbe, for here. Chairman, the party formulates policies which most times guides the government. And I know that one one particular issue that bothers our people, and which this government, PDP-led government, is committed to, is housing, providing housing for the people. And so far, here and there, you find housing estates, both government and those who are not government, springing up, which is a testament that people are coming into Enugu State to invest. But many are a little bit worried that it would appear that the housing policy of the tomorrow is here mantra would appear to be a little bit elitist. How true is that? Are there mass housing estates in Enugu? And if there are, where are they?
Thank you. Well, the housing estate spring up in Enugu, a lot of them are private actually. They're issued by government. Most of those big ones are being done by real estate developers. But most times in collaboration with government, especially to the Ministry of Housing or Housing Corporation. And that does not strictly make it a government program. The one we were talking about mass housing is one of the smart targets of this government and Ministry of Housing, trying to provide mass affordable housing for civil servants and the low-income earners. And that one is purely government program because businessmen don't go into mass housing for low-income earners. What they want is a high income. We have one that's already ongoing and likely to be commissioned in the next 1 month. And that is the one we call the Tomorrow is Here Mass Housing Estate at Aboga, Niger.
Okay.
The initial concept was to, first of all, use it to reset some of those people who live in what we call slums, slum dwellers. The governor during his campaign had visited, at least according to him, about 23 slum settlements. When he came on board, and when I was in charge of Ministry of Housing, excuse me, he asked us to find out those slums in Enugu State. And when we went on extensive search for them, we discovered 25. So it was just so accurate to me that if the governor was going on campaign, discovered 22, 23. And we now went in-depth analysis and found 25. It means he was so accurate on what he did.
He was thorough.
Very thorough. So we now identified that those 25, and his orders was that he doesn't want to have slums in Enugu State. He wants Enugu to be fully urbanized. I know when you go to international arena, you just work in housing. There's something they call urban poor. Those who want to live in urban area, even though they are poor. If you want to do resettlement, you want to do slum elimination, you are advised not to send those people out of the urban area. You will never be allowed to shift them to rural area. That's why government will take up a decision to develop an area, because where they live is obviously, it's supposed to be habitable by every standard of the world. So the governor has said we should start with 2 pilots out of those slums identified. So those are the ones we're building, those mass housing estates. We have about 103 buildings. Each one is 2-bedroom, semi-detached flat. 2-bedroom flat, semi-detached. That is, each one has 2 rooms and a parlor, 2 rooms and a parlor. That's a building. And each of those rooms are in suite. So those who have visited them said that this is not low income getting up the house. That it looks so good because each one is, that means each flat has 3 toilets. Each room has a toilet and bath. Then there's a visitor's toilet. And there's a big parlor and the dining section. Of course, there's a kitchen. It's well built. It's being well built that by the time they get in there, they will be happy. That's the very first one that's going to be mentioned in terms of mass housing for those low-income earners or for the slum settlement. For the civil servants, we have an area that has been mapped out as workers' village. It was existing for working, but had issues with those who were working there. I was still working.
Is that the one in Omuchibo?
Yeah, no, it's in Ibawa side.
Okay.
Ibawa side. So there's a lot of land there. There was a contractor that was awarded, but I think he absconded long before we came on board. But we are trying to restart the work with the state civil servants. So mass housing is true by this government. The one that you see appearing elitist and not being done by government. And the issue of that mass housing was to reduce the burden of rentage on the civil servants. The governor said that he will want, by the time he leaves office, that will be around 2031, that civil servants, when they're retiring, they retire to their homes. Because we are going to make it easy for them to own houses, using mortgages, using what they can pay, and it's being tackled. And I can tell you, by the time we commission the first one, in less than the next 1 month, and we will see that the government means business, especially in that area of mass housing.
So you mentioned that Akwaga as one. So where's the second one? Say that there are 2 pilots.
We have 2 pilot settlements we are tackling.
Okay.
The one at Ago.
Okay. 2 pilot settlements.
Yes. They are going to be resettled in one place. One is at Agua, opposite CBN.
Okay, yes.
The other one is at what they call Ubo Lawrence, at Valley Crescent, in the West Land.
Okay.
So it is surprising to know that you have slum settlement in the West Land.
Even in New York.
So those are two that we're targeting. We've done enumeration. The number of families that will come from there is not even going to be up to that 130 buildings we're doing is going to be for 206 families. So, and we have about 150 something in Agua, and we have about maybe less than 40 or 45 from Lawrence. This is settled. But remember that when we're doing that, we are first of all targeting those who own lands there, those who own titles, things there. It's not as if everybody see, you pick them, because they're going to be giving those houses free. They're going to be giving those houses free. And in that place, water is already running. We already have pipe water there. The road is being done. It's going to be asphalted completely. And electricity is already ongoing. Then the only that's wasting time, so to speak, is just the rain, delaying the reconstruction. If not, we would have been ready to be sure that we must enter there in the next 2 weeks.
This, it was this knowledge that actually prompted this conversation. Because for me, I have been around here for a pretty long time. I've seen governments come and go. I've had the policies of mass housing for civil servants, for workers. I've never really seen one come to fruition. And so this is a novelty. This is a first of its kind. And it's no longer in the drawing board. You know why the Niger Delta started going to the pipeline? Because they were told that everything was in the pipeline. So they got tired. This time, I've seen a glimpse of those houses. And I don't know who is the child, but we need to have a talk of that place because it's better seen than described.
Yes.
But as that is being done, and we congratulate the government for actually doing that, as that being done, there's a big hue and cry. And I think that the PDP states government should look into this. And that comes to the high cost of rent. Well, call it the high cost of housing. But when I say rent is not on buying. It's on housing. And I'm sure that the government is interested in alleviating poverty. And so we've got calls from landlords who are explaining that they are being asked to pay exorbitant fees. It may not be in their purview. What the government can do, the PDP government can do to ensure that people are not overtly taxed in the houses they built over the years.
All right. Okay. Well, the issue, we have two issues here. Rent and what people pay.
Yeah.
Even for owning a house. It's just you go buy land, build it, own it, and you still keep it every year on it. Well, sometimes if you have a business, when you have built 6 flats, 4 flats, 8 flats, it's business.
Pure business.
And naturally, every business is supposed to be taxed somehow. This is a natural thing. It's all over the world. Then the issue of rent. What's going to happen in rent is like what happens in economics. When you flood the market with particular goods, the price is supposed to go down. By the time we do all these mass housing projects coming up everywhere, we've already acquired, by the time we commission this tomorrow housing estate in the next 1 month, we've already acquired another about 20 hectares. We're going to do another set that will contain maybe up to 300 or so buildings, because these ones are not built on standard 500 to 600 square meters. Most of them are on 400 square meters. And even when you now go to places like Lagos, where land has become scarce, people now build on 300 square meters, build their own duplexes. Because after all, where the building stands actually is usually less than half of the entire compound. So what we are doing is that by the time all these mass housing things come on board, then the price of rent It's not just going to go down. There was a time we demonstrated and talked about rent, and that made the chairman House Committee on Housing to move a bill that the House Assembly is now reviewing law on house rent, and they have already had public hearing. We're just waiting for them to come out with the final thing. When it comes out, the area they are targeting are things like agent fees and legal fees. By the time somebody is hiring a house for 600,000 naira and is paying the agent 300,000 and paying the lawyer 300,000, so it's 1.2 million.
Yes.
They're almost collecting more than the man who owns the house. Most times when you come, you find out that the owner of the house is the agent. And maybe the wife is the lawyer. So if we get most of this down to percentages, like if you rented a house like this, like $1 million, if they said that the agency fee should not be more than 10%, means you can collect 100K. The same thing for the lawyer fee, and things like that. The people who have houses and they say they don't want agent, they don't want lawyer, they just deal with people directly, and these are who have some human feelings. And they don't even go telling you to get out of the house because you have not really paid the rent. So we are working towards making sure that there are houses to cut down the rent. You also know that the cost of things are so much now. You start a building, start a contract, cement is 5,000 naira. When some of us were building houses, not long ago, cement was 15 naira.
Yeah.
And if you use 5,000 naira, you go to Nkala and collect 100 bags of cement. 5,000 naira. Then you can start building a house. But now, we have cement jumping like that. You cannot easily peg the cost of rent for people because they have to recover the cost of the
investment.
The investment. They have to get the return on investment. So we are looking at when all these houses get on board, prices of things will come down. And the government actually said that all those slums you discovered, you want Enugu to be slum-free by end of 2026.
That's a tall order.
That's a very tall one. That's by end of next year. By the time we do, if we already have something like it's an autopilot on how to acquire lands and build. There is a company that the government is talking with, an international company coming from Australia. They have come with a kind of building structure that will be in Enugu, so that this thing we're doing now, those buildings, is costing about 30 million to do one. And those guys are going to deliver it in, I think, less than 10 million.
Don't say that.
It's not going to be a block.
Prefabricated prefabs.
Yes, but they're going to go and produce that thing in Enugu. They bring the land to produce in Enugu so that the other individuals can even come and buy from them as used to build houses. It's going to be like prefab. You just fix them. And it's not combustible. It's going to be a very, very novel thing in terms of trying to crash down the cost of buildings. And when that happens, rent will also come down.
Chairman, this is a good point to leave the conversation on the issue of housing and our viewers. Don't get away. We'll take a short break. We'll come back. I have one or two more questions for the chairman, and we'll call it a day. Don't go anywhere.
This is Freedom Square TV.
This is Freedom Square TV.
This is Freedom Square TV.
Freedom Square TV is your gateway to powerful business exposure and advertisement. Yes, you heard me right. I said it's your gateway to powerful business exposure and advertisement. We deliver their message to the right audience through professional media coverage, creative business promotion, and targeted advertising solution. Partner with us to grow your brand, boost and increase your visibility.
Freedom Square TV delivers accurate, timely news covering politics, business, and society, keeping viewers entertained, informed, and empowered every day. Keep watching Freedom Square TV.
Freedom Square TV, where script comes to life.
Hello, and welcome back to Beyond Headlines on Freedom Square TV. We're still reaching you from our Enugu studios. The last time I checked, tomorrow is here, and tomorrow is family here in Enugu State. Watch us live on Facebook, Freedom Square TV. Like, share, and comment. Of course, my guest is still Dr. Sam Martin Chukwuweike, State Chairman of the PDP in Enugu State. So far, we've discussed two issues. One, the health of the party in Enugu State and the national politics of the PDP. We have also discussed the PDP-led Enugu State government policies on housing and how it's affecting the citizens. And then we're able to know that there are plans by government to ensure that the housing deficit in Enugu, so to speak, is reduced to the barest minimum. Honorable Chairman, this is a time for you to advise your party members. Truth is, not everybody is as confident as you are about the health rate of the party, given the challenges the national is facing. Many are worried, many are disturbed, even if they don't come to you. But that is the truth. So what will be your advice to your teaming supporters? You have said the Enugu State is a PDP state. So what's the advice to them? So that they stop panicking. To tell them that all is well with the PDP in Enugu State.
What I will tell our teaming supporters in Enugu State, even beyond, both citizens and residents, is that the party is on the ground. Our governor is in charge, is the leader. He has changed everything about governance in Enugu State. And strictly speaking, without trying to preempt anything or preempt anybody, anywhere Peter Mba is, that's where we will be. And that's where everyone will be. So for now, he's a PDP leader, not just in Enugu State, but in the Southeast. My advice is that we should all be patient and allow things to unfold. Many people are saying, leave the party. No, you don't act on that impulse. Otherwise you make a mistake. But you have to study. I think he's studying everything. He keeps saying, we'll see how the trend goes. For now, we're in PDP. If we have need to leave, we'll leave. But before we leave, you have to know where you're going to. So you don't go from crime pound to fire. But for now, PDP is still our party. And I implore our teaming supporters, like you said, the whole of Enugu State, to be patient. The governor who has led us thus far will still lead us to the promised land. All the things he has done, top notch. Presidential, International Conference Center, the Enugu Earth, everything. The roads, which one will you say and leave the other? He has left an indelible mark in the Enugu State that will be difficult, if not impossible, for anybody to erase. That's what I think.
As PDP chairman, what is your advice to Ndi Enugu on the issue of housing and even quote unquote the so-called what they call the property the property tax, in which landlords are saying that they are charged to pay. They have to pay actually for their household yearly. So what's your advice to this set of Ndi Enugu?
Well, my advice to this Ndi Enugu is that again, the governor has a special place for those who consider themselves or those who are considered as the poor. His government has Ministry of Poverty Eradication. He said he's not calling it alleviation or reduction. He's working towards zero poverty level. And the way to do that is to make sure one issue that keeps people burdened all year round is rent. If you pay your rent every January, by the time you're doing December, you will not have a good Christmas, because you need to save money for the rent. So if we're able to flood, so to speak, with affordable houses, you find out that even if it's the one you're going to charge rent, because the people who are going to give houses free are those who live in slums, who own houses there, who own plots there. We'll give them free. Those who are now low income earners, we'll be giving those houses at what you call affordable prices. In a way, either they pay by mortgage or pay, and it is actually going to be rent to own. So that if you are paying They stay in a 2-bedroom flat and you're paying like 600,000 naira, 500,000 naira. You're going to pay it until you die. But if it's the one we're doing, I'll give it to you. And that house is valued at, so maybe as well as it's 10 million, for example, to build it. By the time you offset that thing, it becomes your own. And you will still be paying less than you would have paid. Even if you're paying the same tax, you're paying the own.
That's rent to own.
Rent to own.
Rent to own.
So that as you now keep paying, keep reducing.
As you pay the rent, you're owning the front.
It's just like we would do hire purchases.
Yes.
So that one is going to be done. I am just appealing to be able to give the governor the some patience, give him time. The plans he has for the state is something that's what they call second to none. These days, he has a slang, but when he finishes something, he said, you ain't seen nothing yet.
That's American. So, and if you haven't broken it, don't fix it.
Yeah. So, since at this stage, you ain't seen nothing yet, it means there are so many goodies on the way. I just plead with our people. In terms of housing, I mean, those who pay for property tax, things like that. Like I said before, like we also agree that it's tax on business. The one that people might be disputing is one they call land use level. If you have paid for this, they might need to reconsider those things. Even on a personal ground, when I see people who are driving big cars, Jeep, a private person drives with maybe 4 or 5 Jeeps in convoy. Those people, I will tell you, they need to pay tax. Those are the people that should pay.
For the people that main road.
Those are the ones that pump the road, not the keke driver. The keke driver is being taxed because he's doing business. But strictly speaking, there are levels you pay and you'll be given tax waivers because of level of poverty. The governor has good things for us at hand. And when you look at things that are happening, all these things we are thinking that will never happen, happening now. That was exactly why he coined the term tomorrow is evil.
And that's just a perfect point to leave this conversation. Tomorrow is here. And I want to thank Sir Dr. Martin Chukwuweike, the state chairman of the PDP in Enugu State, for finding time to be here. And we do hope that when next we invite him, he'll find time to be here. Bye and remain blessed.